The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot. Where
So, welcome to Hood Church, where we don't know shit about whatever they doing. We just hoping we be able to survive and stay alive. And Hood Church ain't got no race, and it's non-denominational. I could tell you that. All it wants to do is love. It just wants Hood Church just wants to be about love and the preservation of peace and humanity. Now, I say that to say I have no idea why we're sacrificing heifers. I just don't know. I don't understand, okay? But I know this. I know that there are secrets being kept. And secrets are being kept under brotherhoods, you know what I'm saying? Fraternal orders. It's groups. It's always a group keeping a secret. For a long time, I was on this thing like, stay out them groups. And then when I started to learn about seals, I was like, I think the problem is, I think you're supposed to break the seal. Why do I think that? Because I think the seal is the secret that you're keeping. And I don't think whatever secret you're keeping is good to be kept. I don't like secrets, okay? Because I've been a product of, I feel like I've been a product of secrecy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like that's been beneficial to my life. I've I've walked in many places where I felt like I was the butt of the joke, and I have no idea when the joke got told. I don't know who told the joke, and I don't know what the joke's about. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, oh shit, how am I look it up? Okay, hold on, y'all. I just thought about the fact that I have to switch this up, but yeah, I just don't like secrets because of it's like the very things that we're choosing not to talk about as a nation and as a world, like the very things that are kept secret seem to be some of the most damaging and horrible things at the end of the day. I just don't think secret keeping is good. Is it really beneficial? Like, has it really ever benefited you to keep a secret? Aren't secrets always about something dark that will be hurtful to somebody if told? So why do something that has to be kept a secret is the point. It's almost like when I used to hear about the it's kind of like Voldemort or whatever his name was. It was like you don't want to say certain people's names three times, but let's just say the guy who's everybody went to his court case. Like when I began to find out what was happening there, like just the factual part about it. Okay, I started to think to myself, why is people doing this? Like, don't y'all think that there's like a God or a day of judgment? And like I said, Hood Church don't have a denomination. Hood Church is non-denominational. We got female pastors, just like now all of a sudden there's supposed to be a female pastor in the Vatican or whatever, high up somewhere. Sorry, y'all. And so what? She's a fucking human being. What's the problem with the female pastor? I saw a guy one time. He was on somebody's channel. I just be cruising. I guess they call it doom scrolling. When I was doom scrolling one time, I ran across a fellow who used to practice witchcraft, and then he became in some kind of Masonic order. From what he was saying, it was an older guy. I think he was on Sean Atwood. I'm not sure. And he started saying all this stuff, and I'm sitting up there. I think the problem is, he started explaining how this energy that they get makes them want to go out and I guess it's too much for them, so they start doing all this weird shit. And I'm like, that's because, just my perspective, that's because the energy is not for you. The energy is for the very people who you don't want to have it. The woman is the biggest secret on the planet. She has been kept oppressed and suppressed. Think about how in Arabia, at the holy city of Mecca, there is an entire black square that is dressed and adorned just like the women are over there. It's the very same, it's probably the same damn material. She's a secret. The woman is a secret everywhere. The best kept secret is the woman. And I just think that, when you go into those orders, women are kept out of them. That's why I never understood why somebody who is a, a, a law enforcement chief that's a female, I never felt like she was going to be told the truth about what happens on the force, because their honor, even when you're in a marriage, their honor is to one another. They have a brotherhood honor first, and that brotherhood honor supersedes all other bonds and ties. But when I've been looking into this red heifer ritual thing, right? And I'm just studying it because it's a secret. Because they won't tell us the truth. And that's what's most scary is you're not upfront about it. And I get it to a degree. You're not telling us the truth because there's some other people who I think might know the truth that are going the fuck off about it. Okay? And it's not just because, I don't think it's just because you about to kick their house down to build your house on the same area where their house is. I don't think it's about that. I think that, I don't know, really. I don't know. Because it could be that once you kick that house down, it means something good and something bad for some side. And we as regular people will never know, because the minute that you can hide something so big and it come out weeks later talking about, oh, we already did it. And we sit there wondering where all the chaos in the world is coming from. At least I am like, why in the hell every weekend some buses is, last week was bus flip over week. My God, people, I grew up in a time when we had Freddy fucking Krueger. And when the school bus came, we'd be like, that's the Freddy Krueger bus. Like, you don't want to be on that bus. I don't want to be on that fucking bus. It's a tumultuous time that we living in. But, and then with the woman being the secret, everything that y'all keep the woman out of, like, what's it turning out to be? There was a 1,000,000-man march a few years back. And here we are about to head nosedive into the Handmaid's Tale. You don't want the woman to be nowhere. You don't want her in the church. You don't want her in the White House. I don't know. What the hell the woman do to you? Shit, goddamn. Anyway, so I was doing the research, right? And I was listening to this dude, and if I can, I'll pull him up. But flipping the camera around, that might be a little tricky, so we might just hear dude, right? And I was just hearing him talk about, been hearing a couple people talk about this ritual or whatever, right? And I'm like I've said whoa a lot of times, like whoa. Unto the beast, whoa. Okay, I'm Black Rob whoa over here. But I was listening to the guy talk about it, and he was saying how the heifer that they sacrificed is named Tikva. I'm like, I wonder how the fuck Tikva feels about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, And then I just wrote the name down. I said, I gotta look that up. Tikva means hope, y'all. So think about it like as a sentence. Somebody just sacrificed hope. And I, as a member of regular, not knowing what the fuck they really doing and really up to, humanity, feels like they just sacrificed hope. And I'm supposed to think this is not a bad thing? I can't get with that. I can't get with not thinking this might not be such. I don't like where this is headed. So let me just I was chat botting, not doom scrolling. I was chat botting, and let's see here what we got on Tikva being sacrificed. So just as a reminder, though, hope is a biblical reference, right? Like you got the theological virtues. It's a group of them. There's faith and charity and hope. Hope is the most famously and fundamental root of the two other words in Christian theology. Once again, Hood Church don't got a denomination. We just striving for some truth here and trying to preserve peace, love, and kindness. I don't know why our leaders in this world are not about peace, love, and kindness. There is enough. Anyway. All right, so Tikva. The word has deep cultural and religious significance. Hold on, I gotta make this bigger before I be squinting my eyes off. The word has deep cultural and religious significance. I'll be doing some more on this tomorrow, but I had to discuss Tikva first, right? Religious significance, as hope is a central theme in Jewish history and the Jewish experience. But you just sacrificed. See, the cow could have been called anything. You could have named the cow Guns, and you could have sacrificed guns, whatever the Hebrew word is for guns. Why not that? Why not name the cow something that needs to be sacrificed in the world? But instead, the cow, the red-headed cow that's only born every so often, that isn't even that popular, is sacrificed. And her name is Hope. We just had Hope be sacrificed. And when I'm gonna get into the numbers, the dates, y'all, because y'all gotta remember, at some point, the Pope went in and opened up all these gates, and then he passed. Some of them gates is still open. And if you don't feel like what I just said, hey, shit, hey, whatever, you're gonna need liquor for this motherfucking conversation, because you gonna need to get in the zone and out your feelings, okay? Just get in the zone. So, okay, let's finish reading about Tikva. This name is also used. Oh, wait a minute. The national anthem of Israel is called Hatikva, which means the hope. What did I just read? I didn't even read this whole. Listen, let me read the whole paragraph. Okay, this is the research for something I'm working on. The Tikva was the name of the heifer that got sacrificed, okay? And the word means hope. The word has deep cultural, hold on, y'all. This thing. You know when you're trying to do something, everything fuck up. All right. The word has deep cultural, oh shit, hold on, there's my page. My page is going crazy now. But it's my fault, because we've lost all hope. Somebody sacrifice hope. I'm kind of freaking out inside because hope is a substance of things we're hoped for. What is that? What is that thing that they say? Hope is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. If so, you also fucked up faith because faith is the substance of things that you hope for and the evidence of things that are unseen. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't read this far. I didn't read this far ahead. The national anthem of Israel is called Hatikva, which means the hope. The cow, I don't know how many cows they sacrificed before this, because apparently I done heard so many numbers, y'all. I heard 10, then I heard 12, and I might have just heard all these numbers tonight. I don't even remember. But the point is that I don't know if it's 7 or 10. I don't know if it just takes one. I don't get it. Because I still am researching, right? But your national anthem is called The Hope, and you sacrificed hope. The name is also used for people, particularly girls, and it can be a part of other names, such as Patatikva, like that's a city in Israel, which means the door of hope. Mm. Sacrificing hope. Let me get some. Y'all go ahead and put y'all slippers on. We just this might be a little loud. Give me a second, cause y'all know I gotta be having, like, I got ADHD, so I'll be all over the place. I need like background music almost to like just be chill too. All right, let's try this one. It's kind of jazzy. Super duper loud, right? All right, this is my music. I own this. Get out of here, YouTube. All right, cause I know. Watch right now, 6 people, but you play some music, it'd be like 150 people, like all of them YouTube listeners, like, she playing something that's copyrighted, we gotta shut her station down. Motherfuckers, they have killed hope way before that heifer got sacrificed. YouTube was killing hope. Trust me. Substance of things for the evidence of things unseen. All right. Okay, here's the other part. Sacrificing hope is a profoundly complex and, as you said, because I had, esoteric concept. It's a kind of self-erasure, a choice to give up the very thing that propels you forward. Sometimes all of us got sometimes all that some of us have is hope, and they just sacrifice hope. And that's why I said the secret keepers. It's not good to be keeping secrets about something that affects all of humanity. This thing just pop up, don't nobody know what it's about, and you just start doing it. And you don't tell nobody what it's about, and you expect everybody to be cool with the fact that you about to do something. And the other part of it was trippy was this to me. There's supposed to be like some kind of foundational stone, okay, inside the Dome of the Rock. Now I don't lie with either side. I don't care about the religious nature of this. I'm speaking about its effects on all of humanity, and how nobody's thinking about the little guys, because this is being done by somebody who's so high up. And here's the other thing. It's being done because to purify themselves to go in this third temple that they're building, you can't have been around death. And I'm thinking to myself, why have so many of them been around death that they have to sacrifice this heifer to build their temple? Rodney fucking Kinging on this shit. Like, why can't we all just get along? I don't believe in something being destructive to make something constructive. I don't personally. All right. So, sacrificing hope is a profoundly complex and, as you said, esoteric concept. It's a kind of self-erasure, a choice to give up the very thing that propels you forward. When you think about sacrificing hope, it's not just about giving up on a goal or a dream. It's about letting go of the belief that things can be better. They sacrificed. It could have been named anything. This is their anthem, their national anthem, and it is the very thing where this sentence go. That if you let go of it, the belief, you're letting go of the belief that things can be better. This is what got sacrificed. That name, that almost pillar, if you will, is what got sacrificed. Welcome to Hood Church. And that there's a future worth striving for. They want us to give up hope. I'm going to name this Resurrecting TikTok. Because I don't get that part, y'all. I don't get why you would do that. It could be seen as an ultimate act of despair, or perhaps in a more esoteric sense. And mind you, when they do this ritual, it's not for all of humanity to be able to go in the third temple. Only them. And then apparently they get to live forever because they sacrificed. What's the next heifer going to be called? Anybody want to put it in the chat? What's the next heifer going to be called? Well, anybody got any guesses? In a more esoteric sense, let's see. In a more esoteric sense, a strange form of freedom. So let me put that sentence all together because I stopped. It could be seen, so hope could be seen as an ultimate act of despair, or perhaps, in a more esoteric sense, a strange form of freedom. If hope is what connects us to the future, then sacrificing it would mean choosing to live entirely in the present moment, foregoing all future outcomes. Now that makes me think of, if you ever seen that little boy that nobody ever seen him since. He came on talking about somebody, maybe the CERN thing or something, had destroyed all other realities. Like basically, we went from, having plural or multiple realities to only one singular reality, much like in the movie The One. If you remember the movie The One, he destroyed all other forms of himself till he was the last one. I think that he got in a fight with the other one and the other one won, but I'm not really sure. I might just be wishfully remembering. All right. If hope is what connects us to the future, then sacrificing it would mean choosing to live entirely in the present moment, foregoing all future outcomes, both good and bad. This could be a very Buddhist-like state of being where the focus is on what is rather than what could be. I don't think I want that. Because that, to me, that's almost like destroying free will. Like, because what you want something to be ain't going to be the same as what I want it to be. They're trying to collapse things into a singular reality so that there's less free will. Anyway, okay, let's see what could be. The sacrifice of hope might be an attempt to shed a burden. Wow. What the fuck? I can tell you what, somebody that would be doing the sacrifices don't think of themselves as the burden. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's a matter of perspective. But it's God's choice, it ain't your choice. Hope, after all, can be painful. To hope for something and have it not come to pass can be one of the most agonizing human experiences. So to sacrifice it might be to say, I am no longer willing to endure that pain. It's a very difficult idea to grapple with because hope is often seen as a necessary part of the human condition. To give it up would be to fundamentally change what is meant to be human. That's the name of the heifer that got sacrificed, is hope. Give up all hope. Anybody ever told you to give up all hope? You might as well give up on that. You know how people come along, they tell you, fuck your dreams, nigga. You 60 years old, still trying to be a rapper. you need to give up on that. Well, at 60, but yet, I swear I've put out more videos this year of those senior citizen rappers over in Europe. And they actually are good. Like, where's their fucking record, dude? You know what I'm saying, though? Who the fuck is to say you give up hope? We're going to have to resurrect hope, y'all. They're going to have to take them down. We're going to have to keep building them up. Because I don't agree that we should be giving up hope right now. I just don't. I don't think it's a good time. We got Apophis coming and the Axis 3 Infinite whatever the hell it is coming, where they supposed to be African Americans. And then at the same time, if y'all can see, there's one thing I got right. I got on my other page, I guess somebody in LA, people have started to like look at the flight patterns over their head if they see weird aircraft, right? This motherfucking thing is going like this. Like, you know that thing at the airport where your luggage just go round and round and round? It's like an oval all over from Baltimore to DC. Put your phone in a Faraday bag. If you don't know how to get how to make a Faraday bag, or if you can't afford to buy one, get you a whole bunch of plies of aluminum. Because I also just saw this video. That's if you want to protect yourself, right? Because why else are they doing that? Because I also just saw the thing about Plantier doing something. That nigga, Plantier is spooky, y'all. Plantier is really spooky. Why? Because it's a secret and we don't know. So the shit that comes out about it is the shit that spooks you because you don't know. They don't come out and say it themselves. And when they do, it's proven to be other than truthful. So it's spooky to us. And that which you have fear in, that what you don't know about is what you fear. These people won't stand up and stand out and just say, this is what it is. That's why so many people that don't like what you're doing is because you ain't got the balls to just sit up and say a spade's a spade. You sitting back there doing some covered up shit under blankets in hoods that's only for you. It's not to benefit all of humanity. You aren't doing something. You just sacrificed something called hope. You could have sacrificed Smith & Wesson, some cow named Smith & Wesson. You could have sacrificed some cow named Volkswagen. So no, I'm just playing. Like, because I think I just heard a story about Volkswagen and how they're not letting people have all of their horsepower. Like, you got to sign up for a subscription plan for your car to get full horsepower. Tesla started it, trust me. Tesla started it. Where are we about to go, y'all? Where are they taking us? And do you want to go? Okay? You know, at this point, I think God would just like some appreciation, whomever and whatever it might be. Some kind of creator might just like, at Hood Church, we think that. So it don't matter how you do it. But keep hope alive. I know that. I know Jesse Jackson told us, keep hope alive. And I think we just need to be about keeping hope alive because, honey, I ain't going to have you coming from my spirituality. And I feel like hope is a spiritual thing. You should have picked a fucking different name for that fucking cow. Okay? And I don't appreciate the cow being redheaded because then we is just figuring out that supposedly the redhead people is black people too. So if I could play the song Can't Trust It Right Now by Public Enemy, that's what I would play. Because y'all know this don't make no damn sense. Something ain't right about this, man. And I ain't hating on what they doing. But bro, you just sacrificed something called hope. What did hope ever do to you? Hope don't even have the ability to do nothing. Hope is just there. It's there if you want it and it goes for good. Hope is not doing nothing to nobody, but you chose to sacrifice hope. And she is actually your anthem. She got a strong basis in what your whole damn country's about, which is a secret because can't nobody in our country talk about your country. And that's what you sacrificed. And tell me where it makes sense. I'll wait. See, we in America, so you allowed to say that. You can say whatever you want, baby. You know how folks is. This is a place where you are allowed to see. I have hope, and it's people like that made the first comment here that don't. That's why hope doesn't exist. And what's worse is the person that actually put that there probably is just like me over here trying to kill somebody else's hope because he ain't about probably nothing. He probably never had hope. He probably never will. But hope probably done saved his life once or twice. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, this is why, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that get on YouTube and read comments, but I'm not here for your numbers. I'm not here for your likes, your shits, or your giggles. I don't give a fuck if you watch. I don't give a fuck if you don't. We over here talking about hope. You ain't got to view it if you don't like the fact. If you don't like hope, I kind of don't want you here, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But that's when I'm talking about the universe. You know what I'm saying? I think the reason why you got that axis thingy jetting towards Earth is because we are out of alignment with the entire universe. Because we are probably the only planet that has never learned to get along with even its own inhabitants. We are in total chaos down here, and then you're going to go sacrifice hope. And that's probably why hope was sacrificed, is because of what Michael Rodriguez Revis has posted. That's probably why. And for this, sir, for your comment, the song was made. But anyway, I'll be doing, I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow or not. You see what I'm saying? People like that try to come along and try to make you lose hope. A lot of them work for the very platform that we're on. They're funded. So they're being funded to kill hope. Yeah. What in the F is that? So I was going to do a little, like, I don't even call them readings because I consider myself someone who has been deprived of their own tuition. I feel like when you continuously tell people lies, you and out of their love for you, they believe you, that you interrupt a natural intuition. Okay? And that's why I don't think lies should be told to people. Because then when you need that very same person's intuition to save you from an imminent danger, it will be thrown off because you have misused the vessel. The hope has probably been killed. But I might do it. We'll see, because I got to use that device to do it. But y'all, I don't think it's a planned time. I really don't. Let me take a picture of this because I'm gonna post it. But yeah, I don't think it's playing time at all, you know. But it's just some people who have been allowed to oppress, suppress, you know, other people. I think that maybe that's the very same people who have been around death so much that they have to sacrifice and do all of this. See, think about this. These people supposedly have been around death, and that's why they're doing this ritual so that they can enter this temple that this temple that they're about to build. But then after that, they're not supposed to ever pass. They won't be able to pass after this. That's their belief. It's from what I've read about this whole experience. Now, someone who killed Hope and has been around death gets to then harm a living thing, all in efforts of presenting themselves well, to be entered into this sacred and holy place, and that's the other thing I wanted to say about this. I'll get to it. So that they can never perish. What about the rest of humanity? It don't ever get to go inside this temple? Maybe the person who never ever was around death. They don't get to go in this temple, but you do all this so you can go not only rebuild this temple, but then enter it and then never perish. So inside the Dome of the Rock is the foundational stone. Been doing my research. Inside the Dome of the Rock is the foundational stone. And the foundational stone, I guess, will be moved into the temple. It is apparently the axis where the earth was created. That's what I understand it from what I read. Now I'll go back and read some more and kind of correct this later if it's incorrect. And you're gonna do all that, kill Hope, and who knows what else, because this not over. They just getting started on this. There's still some other things that have to occur before this. I guess before this is totally ready or something. That's what these are about. But yeah, it just, I mean, oh yeah. So, and this is, I'll close out. But so I happened to run across this story yesterday, and this story was about Anton LaVey, and this is non-denominational hood church, okay? And you can't be scared when somebody is destroying hope. Anyway, Anton LaVey and Anton LaVey's daughter. And I saw this story like 3 different ways, and I've never seen this story before. So Anton LaVey's daughter, this has to do with Anton LaVey and his daughter and his daughter's mother. So apparently this preacher, and the preacher telling the story in one of the videos, the preacher goes into is given this book by his friend. But this book is about the left hand path stuff, right? And in this book, he don't want to read this book, but his friend keep calling him for years and years, like, read this book. And his friend approached him like up close. Okay, hope is faith, man. Because this whole circumstance probably couldn't happen if you didn't, like, if there wasn't some kind of esoteric thing happening here, okay? So his friend approached him and say, look, I gave you that book because in a week you gonna get encountered with something, you gonna need what's in that fucking book. He like, all right, I'll read it. So he go read the book. I guess he read the book. And then sure enough, a week later, he get called to this teenage group home. And at the teenage group home, when he first walked through the doors, he see this kid in a plexiglass cage. And he asked the people, like the attendants, he like, what's up with that? Why y'all got homegirl in a cage? And they like, like Samora used to say about Rodney. You don't know Rodney's ass. Rodney's ass is crazy, okay? You do not know Rodney. Rodney's ass is crazy, is what they said to that preacher. And so the preacher already like, look, let me holler at her. So he's sitting in a room with the kid, and the kid eventually, like, I guess she like 14 or something, like she done. And she like, you know, I tried to unalive my own fam. You know what I'm saying? And the preacher, you know, keep listening and stuff, and he figure, okay, so the kid tell the story that they beat the fam down with some bats. You can go find this, just put it in. But if you want to hear the story as it is, because I'm about to give you the hood church version. So they beat the fam down with some bats and apparently discarded her in the river, but the fam wasn't all the way out, right? So he decided he gonna take, so then the little girl asked for some human body fluids, like Diddy, right? Oh shit. And and because I can't even correct that any kind of way, it already came out. And like it was a human body fluid though, kind of like Machine Gun Kelly, right? And so then the preacher was like, all right, I'm out, I get it, you crazy. Yeah, Rodney's ass is crazy. And then like he go home or something, and he run across another lady that need help, because him and his wife apparently just got this house where they be trying to help people. I don't know if this is a long story short or a short story long. Like, I don't know if this really happened or if this was their way of just saying this part. And then I'm gonna end up talking about that foundational stone again because of what happens at the end. Okay, so he pick up this lady. Come to find out, so this lady is possessed, right? And the lady is like taking him through all this stuff, and he's supposed to go to this trip, and he's trying to cancel it because the lady's freaking out. She keep having all these demons possessed with her stuff, and he like, look, man, I'm not gonna be able to go to this conference. The point is that he come to find out that the lady that they beat with the bats is that lady in his house. Basically, the little girl's mom. It was the little girl's mom. So, he puts the lady. He listens to the lady's story, and it turns out that the father of the kid is Anton LaVey, and that when this kid was a kid, I guess it's some. Oh, so they about to come up on. This is about Anton LaVey's death. That's what the whole story is about. Okay. So this kid is always gonna be like where Anton LaVey can get into her, or either the mom. I don't know which one. Y'all have to go listen to the story. Here's how it came out to me. Okay, because now I'm confused. That's what happens when you kill faith. Okay, so turns out the little girl, who's Anton LaVey's daughter, will always be getting possessed by his spirit, because he gonna try to come. Something about he was trying to come. He could always have a way into her spirit because they had took out a ligament, okay, or some type of tendon. Think about this. Let me get this in. Let me get this in, okay. All right. So he had took out a tendon of the little girl's wrist. This, I don't know if this is folklore or not, y'all. And he had replaced it with one of his own, so he will always be able to get into her vessel. And I guess, I don't know. You know what? You got to go find that story on YouTube to finish it. But when I started to hear about this foundational stone that's inside of the Dome of the Rock, that's going to be transferred into the third temple. And by the way, if y'all want to hear some good third temple music, go to Matisyahu. Oh my gosh, he has a whole like album. Like his first one is called Live at Stubbs or something like that. Yeah, his stuff is good. But anyway, so that tendon. So basically, they kept Anton LaVey from switching vessels by closing off some kind of thing, you know. And I don't know if it was the tendon. If they removed the tendon, I'm not sure. But just the idea of that makes me think about that rock. That when that entire structure, when that Dome of the Rock is destroyed, they're going to build a third temple, and that rock is going to be transferred into the third temple. A people who started off a ritual, or at some point in their ritual, decided that they were going to destroy something called faith, of which is some foundational part of their entire country, is going to have hold of a rock that has to do with the entire axis of the creation of the world. That's at the end of the day, that's basically what that is. So that's just something to smoke over, and you can continue your own studies and courses on that. But the tendons of the wrist are fibrous cords that connect muscles to bones, allowing for movement of the hands and yada yada yada. The phalanges, yeah, we get it. They're grouped into two main categories based on their function. Let me see. I just want to see if I see anything relevant here. Like, okay, what is that tendon? I'll stay on it. I wonder what tendon it was. So it just says some of the tendons. How many damn tendons is there in this wrist? Let's see. Cuts to the tendons. Lacerations are cuts to the tendons, which can result in the inability to move a finger or wrist. The tendon flexes and abducts the wrist. So you got one tendon that flexes and abducts the wrist, and another one. One of the tendons is responsible for flexing the fingers at different joints. Wow, one does it at different joints. Okay, and then one tendon flexes the thumb. Which tendon do y'all think was lacerated? That would be, if this if this theory might be halfway correct, that would be related to this stone. See, you have something going from one vessel or one place to another, but it has so much to do with the entire world, the earth. And I just wonder, like, is that any relevance there? But I'm done, y'all. I'm done bullshitting at Hood Church tonight. I was gonna do a little something, but we'll see. It's not that, I'm not fully ready and set up to do it yet, but it will be based on kind of what I was talking about here, but I'm going to do a little bit more research because I didn't know. I didn't know faith. I know what faith is, man. I've had to have faith and hope so much. And to know that somebody that just to try to destroy anything called hope is rather disappointing to me. That's all. So we will be, I will be kind of exploring that more, and we'll see what's going on. And like I said, I don't have intuition, you know what I'm saying? And I also have a memory issues to where I don't remember things well, and it's because of some shit that's happened. So for that reason, I don't depend totally on, like, I'm not here to be a prophet about this or anything, but I would like some warning. And I would, or whatever, just I would like some intuition about what's going on, and I don't have that naturally. So I'm going to depend on some tools to draw a picture, and if you want to kind of see what that picture is, you can tune back in and check it out. All right, y'all. And by the way, we did the Children of the Light tracker deck reading. I don't know, I always wanted to go back and check that out. Let me see. Let's do that real quick before I end. I can't believe time be flying. It was not until I started making TikTok videos that I understood how fast 10 minutes go by. Yo, I would not think that I would have been on here for 48 minutes talking about anything. Like, for real, just that quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. What was I about to look up? We may just hold it all off till tomorrow, y'all. Because if it's not coming to mind or like that, it's not. But thank you, everybody, for checking me out. I know, this is a regular night for me. Who wants to make YouTube videos in the daytime when everybody's watching? All right, y'all. Have a good night. Peace out, everybody. Love, and keep hope alive. He must have been on to something. Keep hope alive, motherfuckers. Keep hope alive.